what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. We know that Malamar recently got Psywave buffed, which is one of the better fast attacks in the game right now, but also Mismagius also has Psywave, and we're going to see this thing in action. Very spicy pick, an honorary spicy Saturday on a Sunday. Dez is the best. Thank you for the submission, Dez. One of my locals, really nice guy, always doing stuff in the local community, whether it's helping organize local tournaments and events. And here we go. Shadow Mismagius, Azumarill, Toxapex is the team. And we're going to see the save swap into Azumarill, luring out the Clodsire. This is a situation you may find yourself in this season because Clodsire is everywhere, of course. Azumarill's fairly common still. And this matchup, not that bad for Azu, especially with Ice Beam. You can get to these 2 Ice Beams before Clodsire can threaten to get to 2 moves to knock you out. And look at that. Azu just straight up flips the matchup here in the Zero Shield scenario. Let me turn that a little bit. And we see Lokix come back. Lokix not going to enjoy this matchup too much against Azu, but it will get off the Trailblaze to buff its attack. But we have flipped the switch advantage, so now Toxapex comes in here, and Toxapex is going to take neutral damage from these Sucker Punches. Another Trailblaze is going to chunk away, and now these Sucker Punches really doing some sizable damage at the Toxapex. Here, the Brine grabs the shield. May have to consider shielding at this point to, get off this next Brine before going down. Another Trailblaze. This Lokix is triple buffed. We get off this Brine before going down. Brine does get rid of it, and now we have Mismagius versus Dunsparce. Unfortunately, we let in a free rollout there. Rollout can be really tricky to time if you go off the visual. You almost have to try and time with your own fast attacks as opposed to your opponent's. So this Dunsparce already at the next attack. How much is this drill run going to do? Is it going to be enough to knock out? Not quite. And I think this Dunsparce is going to be able to roll out down Toxapex and get a game number 1 win here. On to game number 2. See if we can get a win on the board with Mismagius. Dunsparce in the lead this time. More neutral. Psywaves chunking away. And you got to invest shields, I think, in the Mismagius for it to have success. Going for the Dark Pulse. Yeah, roll out one of those tricky moves to time. We see a very beautiful catch onto the Azumarill here, who can absorb this attack much better than the Mismagius. And once again, lures out the Clodsire. We're seeing the top meta here from Dez's opponents. Clodsire going to fire off Sludge Bomb, so a little bit worse this time around, having Sludge Bomb. Ice Beam coming through, super effective damage, connects. Clodsire, Poison Stinging away. And Azu going to fire off another Ice Beam here. Ice Beam grabs the shield. I like the pivot and the quick throw, not to give Clodsire the Poison Sting down, because that could have been pretty devastating. So the quick, aggressive swap, you get the second shield. Now can shield and go for the potential farm down. The opponent might switch out. Oh, doesn't quite get the farm down, unfortunately. If it's Sludge Bomb, perhaps you hang on because it is resisted. But no, it's an Earthquake. That'll definitely knock out. Comes back in with Azu. I don't love this play personally because you're probably just going to get farmed down by something. You get off an Ice Beam worth of chip damage, but you are giving the opponent a big head start. Luckily, Toxapex is just going to dominate this Azumarill, so it's not going to matter too much. Toxapex in its favorite matchup of all time. Hydro Pump, doesing. I got caught between does, nothing, and doing. I said doesing. Toxapex just dominating this Azumarill. Brine connects. Azu going to fire off another attack. And it's not going to be enough. Notice how Dez kept the energy there for the Dunsparce. Very nicely done. Brine Gonna knock out. I think the opponent might have closed their app. And Toxapex will close this one out. Toxapex, the toxic pest, as I like to call it. So bulky, so strong. Gets the dub, gets the win. And you can tell these battles are consecutive from Dez. These are straight up. No mixing and matching. Specific battles here. Mismagius versus Dugong, okay. Going to stay in here. Now, I wouldn't mind to see a throw first before the Icy and then maybe a dip into something. Because with Mismagius, right, you don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to throw the move. So yeah, like I would have liked to see maybe the immediate swap after that move. So that way you don't have to expend this shield so early. But this is all right. Now we're debuffed. Because right here, we're just kind of like letting our opponent put the pressure on us. And now we're like, this Dugong is still so healthy. So this is kind of awkward. We stay in for a while, then we swap. We're met by a Rangaroo. Not the best, not the worst. Azumarill going to fire off the Play Rough here. Going to put a Rangaroo around 50% health. Trailblaze going to connect onto Azu. And we're going to go for the Ice Beam here. We do let in entire free Confusions. That's not ideal. You want to throw out their 5 bubbles in this specific instance. 3 versus 4 turn can be a little bit tricky. Oh, and we don't quite get there. So if we had thrown on proper timing, may have been able to get that move off. But the game's not quite over. Maybe we have a favorable matchup with Toxapex in the back. But this Oranguru putting in some work here. Gonna fire off another Trailblaze, putting Toxapex quite low. Toxapex does at least have a lot of energy. Let's see what comes in. Dugong. Unfortunately, they're probably gonna Icy Wind here. That's what I would do if I was the opponent. But they Drill Run, okay. Sludge Wave will threaten to maybe knock out. It's a very hard-hitting move. And it's a Gastro Run back, so this wasn't happening. This wasn't happening. That was a tough team comp to begin with. Toxapex didn't really have anywhere to go in the back with a Confusion user and a Gastrodon, so that was going to be a tough game to win no matter what. Next battle. Here we go. Mismagius versus Azu. And let's go. Let's see if Mismagius can put in some work here. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see, the Shadow Ball. How much does this do? Shadow Ball, bang! That's some damage. That's what we want to see. Now that we landed our stab Shadow Ball, we can shield, potentially farm down. They're forced to swap out to Licky Licky. Throw the Dark Pulse here. We keep letting in free rollouts. Swap in Toxapex. I personally would have liked to see maybe the Azu counter swap because we do know this might have Earthquake, but it is running Shadow Ball, so this is fine. Dude, I tried to catch an Earthquake yesterday, and it ended up being a Shadow Ball, and I caught a Shadow Ball on, like, my Ghost type. It was pretty embarrassing. I had some pretty embarrassing throws yesterday on my stream. If you want to check out my stream, feel free to check me out over on twitch.tv. Rise to occasion. We got the double brine here for Clodsire. This looks pretty good, to be honest. We get some really nice chip damage off here. We still have a fully healthy Azumarill. We get a shield from the brine. Beautiful. Definitely just let this go at this point. Save a shield for Azu. Yeah, this makes sense too. Come in here. Oh, this is actually beautiful. This is a really nice play. You come in here, you get a huge bubble down, and the Clodsire is pretty much in Ice Beam range, and you're not as threatened by any moves coming from Azu here. So you get a massive bubble down. Dez keeps throwing instantly with his Azu. We can do one bubble and throw for proper timing, but not a huge deal. And just going to throw right away again. We live anything here, but you could shield if you want to be safe. Shield a potential Sludge Bomb. And Ice Beam coming through. I think Cloud will hang on to this, but it'll put it really low. We swap in. Psywave down. Mismagius able to close things out. Get the win, baby. Game number 5. A big game 5. This is to get a decisive Game 5 win, a positive set. Here we go. Can we win the set? Shadow Galv, yikes. This could be scary if we don't handle it right. Oh, they're lagging, though. Let's go. Psywave's chunking through the Galvantula. Oh! Well, that's a good start. Oh, we pivot. Dez, we pivot. Dez. Well, this is fine, too, because we get some massive chip, and then we can just align our Azumarill with the Guzzlord. I would have pivoted Toxapex right away. Oh, Dez. I guess he's assuming that the Guzzlord has Sludge Bomb, which does make sense, because now the recommended moveset is Sludge Bomb, Brutal Swing, but they're running Crunch, so I doubt they're running Crunch Sludge. We come in with, we throw the Brine here. We knock out. In comes Gator, and now suddenly this has become a little bit scary. Suddenly this has become a little bit scary, because 2-Shield Gator can be a menace. I do like the bait, but I would prefer we build up to the play rough, right? I prefer we build up to the play rough. We get a sneak. That's good. We got to start shielding, though, at some point. Yeah. Oh, and our opponent gives us another sneak. That could be really nice for us. We take the move. Once again, we want to throw after one bubble. These free Shadow Claws we're letting through could be the difference in the game. We swap in Toxapex, the Toxic Pest. We get to the Brine, baby. Let's go. This won't quite knock out, but might put it into bubble down range. We still have that shield. We just need one more bubble. Hopefully, for Alligator isn't at the back-to-back. We ain't going back-to-back. We going for the win. Azumarill gets the bubble down and gets the win. There we go. There we go. Doesn't always have to be the cleanest, like in sports, right? Sometimes you got to make the fight ugly, but you get the win. Here we go. Interesting matchup. Oranguru is pretty tough for this team, to be honest. Getting to this Brutal Swing in 3 confusions is pretty brutal for Mismagius. Yo, Dez. Why are we throwing right away? We letting in so many free turns. Oh, but we land the big Dark Pulse. And we get the farm. Let's go, Mismagius. You go, girl. Gets off a Parting Shadow Ball. This is really nice. Now here, honestly, I actually would come in with Toxapex. Okay, but now this is fine, because now we just stay. And Toxapex is going to avoid the Clodsire. Nice shield as well. Ice Beam coming through. Threatening super effective damage. We're going to have to eat a Sludge Bomb to the face here. It's not going to feel good. Going to throw another Ice Beam here. Ice Beam coming through. Gets the final shield. Now this is going to be a little bit scary, because this will knock out, and we need to Brine, hopefully, before they get to Earthquake, but that's not going to happen. Claude's going to outpace, so now what needs to happen is I think we need to overfarm against the Greninja. Yeah. Okay. Now this comes down to, are we going to get to Sludge before they get to double Night Slash? I don't know about that. I think Greninja might have us here. I think we need to overfarm a little bit more. Yeah, Greninja, a little too much energy. Good game there. The unnecessary boost at the end. Mismagius had a nice little start, but couldn't quite get it in the end. I think might have had a win con there if we overfarmed a little bit more, but all good in the hood. Next opponent. Come on, Mismagius. Let's go, baby. This is what we want to see. Unlosable. Oh, let's go. Toxapex walling off the Azumarill. I love this. This is where we want to be. Yeah, you could, like, farm this down completely. See, I would have preferred maybe brine. But this is fine. Yeah, this is totally fine. And we just chip this as much as we can. Now, this is where the switch timer is nice. Like, you could pivot here, honestly, into Azu. And that way you, like, keep your Toxapex as well for the Machamp. But we're just playing it safe here. Brine, gonna chunk away. We're just keeping our alignment, keeping our Mismagius. Gonna be aligned with that Machamp, which is really nice. Toxapex putting in work, getting off 3 brines against the Clodsire because the poison stings do nothing. Oh, even getting a shield. Now, I would just sacrifice Azumarill here. Yeah, use it as a shield, basically. We just want to sack this. We want to save the shields for Mismagius. Earthquake, not doing too much. To Azu, we just let this go. Save shields for our Ghost. Let's go. The anticipation of the swap. Oh, baby. These Psywaves are looking like dragon breaths. They're chunking. Oh my gosh. Mismagius. The nasty farm down gets the win. We win. G to the G. Very well played by Dez is the best there in that last one. And thank you, Dez, for the submission. Shout out Mismagius, another Pokemon with the move Psywave. Getting a little bit of fun there. A team and a Pokemon you can try out if you feel like it looks fun. And an honorary Spicy Saturday on a Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all of that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.